2:19 p.m. ETATLANTA. The Cincinnati Bengals beat the Atlanta Falcons and improved to 3-2-1 after a grueling 16-play drive that ate up more than 4 minutes of clock and ended with a last-second touchdown from Andy Dalton to A.J. Green. Here's how they did it, from the perspective of the players on the field and on the sidelines. 4:15 remaining, the Bengals start at their own 25-yard line after a touchback on the kickoff. With Joe Mixon sidelined with a knee injury for several games, Giovani Bernar has assumed lead-back duties. The Bengals are clearly content to run down some clock with one timeout remaining. With the defenses struggling on both sides, the intent is to score with as little time as possible so the Falcons can't drive back down the field. They accomplish this a handoff to Bernar, who runs up the middle for a 4-yard gain on 1st and 10. All drama behind first win for Gruden 2.0. Le'Veon's absence catching up to Steelers' Luck's shoulder isn't problem anymore. Bills should consider trading McCoy. Rodgers brings issues to forefront. Drops don't phase Rosen in first start. 3:37 remaining, on 2nd and 6. Dalton looks for Tyler Boyd, who has become one of the most reliable targets this season. Boyd is in one-on-one coverage with Desmond Trufant, who appears to have one arm wrapped around Boyd's waist. Trufant knocks the ball out, and it falls incomplete with no penalty. It's not the last time Dalton will look for Boyd. 3:33 remaining, the Falcons put double coverage on Green on 3rd and 6, so Dalton looks to Boyd crossing over the middle in single coverage. Boyd catches a 9-yard pass, enough to get the first down and move the chains. 2:54 remaining, Bernar takes the handoff through a hole opened by left guard Clint Bowling, then tries to follow behind the block of center Trey Hopkins and right guard Alex Redmond. As Bernar tries to go to his right to find open space, a defender tackles him from behind. Bernar gets only 3 yards, but the clock keeps running. 2:31 remaining, the Bengals pick up the pace by going no huddle, and Dalton is given time to throw by his lineman on 2nd and 7. He appears to find nobody open, so he rolls out of the pocket and scrambles to his left for an 11-yard pickup and a first down. 2:22 remaining, the Bengals are now in Atlanta territory at the Falcons' 48-yard line, and Green is once again double covered, leaving Boyd open underneath. Dalton chooses the underneath option, and Boyd makes an 11-yard reception to move the chains as the Bengals take the clock to the 2-minute warning. This is the last play Bernar was in the game, and John Ross was also not able to play in the final drive due to an injury sustained earlier. I really didn't want to go out at all. It was tough for me to watch that final drive, Ross said. So many plays called. So many things I wanted to be in. I just didn't want to quit. I told AJ and those guys on the sideline I don't want to quit, but they also told me to be smart. 2:00 remaining, Mark Walton is now in the game for Bernar. Dalton drops back to throw and appears to see an open target as he begins his throwing motion with the pocket collapsing on him. However, with Falcons defender Vic Beasley swiping his hand at the ball, Dalton appears to realize he might get sacked and scrambles out of it, running up the middle for a 2-yard gain and saving what could have been an ugly play. 1:30 remaining, the Bengals avert disaster again at the Atlanta 35-yard line on 2nd and 8. This time, Beasley does get to Dalton and swipes the ball out. Dalton jumps on top of it, and it's initially ruled a stripped sack for a loss of 8 yards. Officials determined Dalton's arm was going forward, and changed the ruling to an incomplete pass, saving both the loss of yardage and the Bengals' final timeout. 1:26 remaining, the Bengals face 3rd and 8, needing a touchdown to win the game. A receiver is coming over the middle short of the sticks, while Boyd is running down the seam. The pass is nearly picked off by Trufant, but falls incomplete, bringing up 4th down. I should have gotten that one, Trufant told reporters. It would have ended the game, but we still had a chance to win. I definitely want that one back. 1:21 remaining, it's do or die for the Bengals, who would not get the ball back if they don't convert on 4th and 8. Dalton doesn't hesitate to go to Boyd over the middle again. His 11-yard reception gives the Bengals a fresh set of downs. Just a 12-yard stop route and I got him to overrun it and I sat down perfectly and caught it for Andy, Boyd said. 1:07 remaining. Dalton overthrows a pass in the direction of Boyd and Green near the sideline, but the play is negated anyway by an illegal hands-to-the-face penalty on Quarty Glenn, who appeared to get his hands into Beasley's helmet. 0:53 remaining. The Bengals back up 10 yards and face 1st and 20, and they're moving quickly now. Dalton throws a quick pass to Alex Erickson, whose 47-yard kickoff return earlier in the fourth quarter helped the Bengals eventually get into field goal position. Erickson's reception gains 8 yards, but the clock keeps running. A.J. Green celebrates the game winner, a corner route against the Falcons cover 2, AP photo, John Amos. 0:30 remaining. Dalton throws another quick, short pass to tight end C.J. Uzomah, who took on a bigger role after tight end Tyler Eifert was hurt earlier in the game. Uzomah runs out of bounds to stop the clock after a 6-yard gain, and the Bengals face 3rd down again. 0:26 remaining. Dalton takes a shot at Green in the end zone and it looks like Green will easily score. However, Dalton's pass sails over Green's head and out of the back of the end zone. With 4th down coming up, the game is once again on the line. It was close, but we had several other opportunities, Dalton said. I think the next play it was 3rd down and 4th down. TB made a great play, get the first, run after catch and it was just resilient. It's what our guys were. 0:22 remaining. It's clear how much Boyd has earned Dalton's trust when he goes to him again on 4th and 6. Although the throw is short of the sticks, Boyd makes the catch and turns around to run for the first down, gaining the last yard with a defender hanging on to his foot. Boyd dives for the first down as another defender comes in and dives at him. He is taking advantage when coverage rolls over to Green. He is getting some one-on-ones, Bengals coach Marvin Lewis said. He got grabbed a couple of times. They called one penalty but they grabbed on the interception. He got grabbed on the ball down the middle of the field there. In the fourth quarter when we were trying to score, he got tackled. The ball went off his hands over the middle and the guy grabs him around the waist and pulls him back. But that's part of playing in there, you just have to keep fighting through it. Boyd pulls off his helmet and goes to the sidelines as the Bengals call their final timeout, but despite appearing shaken up, he goes back in. My first reaction, I was just looking the DB in his eyes trying to see what coverage he was in and see if he would give that away to me, which I saw and knew they were in men, Boyd said. I knew I could set them up and beat them and make a good play for Andy if he needed me. Later, after the game had been won, Boyd would say he was too exhausted to even celebrate. 0:16 remaining. Dalton tries Erickson in the corner of the end zone on 1st and 10 with no timeouts left, but the ball is batted out of his hands. With chances slipping away, Dalton knows he has to make the next pass in the end zone work. 0:12 remaining. Green runs a corner route and splits between two defenders, leaping sideways and sliding across the ground to pick up a 13-yard touchdown that would seal the game. A.J. made a hell of a play, Lewis said. Hell of a throw. Hell of a catch, said Dalton. I was hoping that they would give us enough room for me to fit it in there, and he made a great catch going down to get it. At that point in the game, it was like you've got to make a play. I'm glad that we had it set up where A.J. was able to make it and gave him the opportunity to win the game for us. After Green makes the play, Mixon, 2 weeks removed from a knee procedure, runs in from the sideline and tackles him. Dalton raises his arms in triumph as two of his offensive linemen grab him in a hug. It was just a corner route against cover 2, Green said. I released inside and the corner gave me a free release and I got up on the safety real quick and after that I knew it was over, said Boyd. I was so hurt I just stopped right there. I held my hands like, thank you. We were so hurt and so tired, but it's just that extra pump when you want to win and you want to go out there and take something away from somebody. I just got that sense of urgency to do it. It was awesome. It was an exhausting drive for everyone, even Eifert, who was sitting in the training room. Uzomah went to find him after the game, and Eifert had been watching. His reaction, that was nuts, he told Uzomah.